What it do, baby? We back at it again. You already know. Episode 2, season 3. 1, 2, 3. Come through with it. We here 10:30 at night, West Coast time. You know he's still up. It's still sun out.
Yes, man. Come on, let's do it. It was a crazy week. Did we get through opening week? What week are we on
we got through opening week. This is the second week right now. Tonight will make the second week of the NBA. Already was amazing. So make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel because you know we got that fire content all the time. Bang. So I'm going to start off with 2 games that I thought were in my opinion, the best games of last week.
Okay.
I cannot leave out that Warriors versus Clippers game. And I got a funny story is I was sitting on the couch and I'm like, man, I'm sleepy. Trish was like, go to bed. I'm like, nah, I got to watch this game.
Yeah.
So I doze off for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I wake up. All I hear is bang. I'm like, I sit up. I'm like, oh, this boy on fire.
Yeah.
And I stayed up and I watched the rest of the game. That game was so good, but they choked it away at the end because they almost lost the game.
Yes.
That game taught me that Steph hit the weight room. His jump shot is wet like water.
Yes.
Poole could win most improved.
Nah.
Ooh, that's disrespectful.
No, just because you didn't get minutes last year and you guys were garbage, I mean, you get most improved because you kind of fixed your shot.
He did fix the shot though. His confidence and his confidence. But that team allows you to have confidence.
But I saw him airball something. And I was like, boy, sit your confidence down. That was too much.
Draymond Green is kind of past his prime. He doesn't want to shoot, and when he does shoot, it's like, oh God, is that Ray Charles?
Yeah. Yeah.
So overall, that game was amazing, and I got to give a shout out to Steph because he made me go, wow.
And Warriors won that
caliber. The Warriors won that game by the skin of their teeth.
George put up 41, right? I think it's something like that.
George balled out as well. I can't even lie. He played good. Eric Bledsoe, who I did not think would be a good pickup, played very well.
I'm going to be honest, though. I'm not here for the whole Clippers and the braids. You guys don't all got to be Kawhi.
They all... That's all I was about to say. Even though Paul George has been rocking it for like 2 years now.
Once he joined Kawhi.
Right.
I'm not for you joining whoever the leader is on your team. Now you match their style impeccably. None of you guys rock cornrows like that. Get up. They don't even touch the back of your neck.
No, that's facts. That's facts. Paul George balled out and he did the damn thing.
Yes.
Tyronn Lue got them. Tyronn Lue can lead the troops to get them back into games. They just got to close out games. Right now, they are losers.
Yeah,
they're losers right now.
He's always going to be a losing coach to me. That LeBron dragged.
No, that's not. You hate him like.
Yeah, I don't like Tyronn.
Like
I'm stepping over him like AI. Yep.
All right, so give me your game of the week.
I would have to go with what your second game was. It was the Ja game. It was the Ja versus the Lakers game.
Fantastic game.
Me personally, because I felt like that's a make or break moment for Ja Morant. That's a moment where, not make or break because it's so early in the season, but for him as a career player, you should have hit that shot. You can't not send LA home 0-3. You can't not do that. And so I think for him, I saw him take it hard. The son said, my bad to my team. Yeah, but, country boy, my fault. You know what that means. I'm so sorry, man. I messed up. I should have made that. So...
you can't be mad when you drop 40 in a double-double.
I wasn't mad at him, but he needed to finish that off. And I'm glad that he took it as hard as I would have taken it. You got LeBron James in front of you. You're the Memphis Grizzlies. You're up at the free throw line. So for me, that's
to go overtime.
Yeah. That's a crucial thing for me. But I did enjoy the game, and I enjoyed seeing Ja Morant's heart, and the fact that he almost took one made me know that the Lakers aren't very good right now. If you're losing one to John, for sure. We'll segue into that later. But Ja's an animal, and he woke up for that.
He is definitely an animal. 35 points. He's averaging 35 right now. It's only 3 games in, but this helped his stats.
Yeah.
The main takeaway is got to shout out Melo for moving up in the scoring ladder. He'll probably crack top 5 if they put him at that 6-man role and he can get 17 plus, he can crack it.
I don't think Melo's crack it. Well, he may. I just don't think. I think
maybe just 5. Maybe just top
I think
5.
what we saw for him was an anomaly. That 28 might be his season high. You know what I mean?
He balled, bro. That was a good game.
He balled. It was a good game. I'd be surprised. And if I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what he gets up to. I don't know if he'll get. I don't like seeing people start sliding at the end of your career, sliding past people because you're in your 19th season with LeBron. Like, no, don't be shooting corner threes just to slide that past like Karl Malone. You know what I mean? Like,
he ain't passing Karl. Karl number 2.
No, people forget about Karl, but yeah, I agree.
They do. The biggest takeaway I got to take away from that game is turnovers. If we do not cut these turnovers down, no matter what, we will not be a good team. AD needs to be the focal point. That man is killing everybody.
Yes.
It don't matter. He shot great from the 3. They got to knock their free throws down for some odd reason. I know we got a horrible lineup. We go with Russ, LeBron. AD used to be a great free throw shooter. Now he's average. And DeAndre Jordan, I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
Jesus help us.
Yeah, you guys have no shooters. No shooters.
Malik Monk shot great. What are you talking about?
He's not a shooter. He's not a shooter. Don't look at me in my face and act like Kent Bazemore, Malik Monk. I know your roster. You guys ain't got shooters.
I like Kent, but he got cooked all night. He just be running around.
On no team.
He be running around like Pat Beverly.
On no team would any one of your shooters be the shooter. On no team besides the Lakers.
When Kendrick Nunn come back, watch.
He ain't a shooter. He a point guard.
He's a scorer. You
guys need shooters because scorers go off.
Well, right now, Melo's our scorer and shooter.
And it's a bad day. It's a bad day. And Melo 28 is what's saving y'all from going 0-3. But now I feel you.
It did save us. No, it did save us. And I mean, LeBron is slick, especially after watching 2 nights ago when we played and we kept them in the fourth quarter against the Suns.
Okay.
LeBron wants them stats, bro. LeBron is trying to break Kareem. He's trying to make up for lost time.
Who was out there with him? I
see that.
Melo, right?
The whole starters.
Melo,
all the starters.
AD. It's a new if Braun doing it, they're gonna do it. It's a new benchmark of like, hey, let's stay in. But when you see it, you're trying to. If you ain't gonna win another championship, you also want to do this on the way.
Correct. And I guess I don't blame it. If you that close, you know what I mean? But I remember they used to say, oh, Kobe gonna break Kareem, and he got hurt. You know what I mean? And Kobe was throwing up every shot to try to get that record. You know what I mean?
Every shot. And he was trying to get back into the playoffs. He was trying to do everything. So
trying to do everything.
I'm with you. Yeah. Father time, basketball gods, all those things. They're going to play a part in trying to stay out there. We saw Derrick Rose 2011. We seen Tibbs, everybody. Yeah. It's one of those things where you gotta pull them is for the safety of the game, if not other than why are you out there?
Correct. Before we move on, the thing that concerned me the most is the DNP of Rondo. Because the Suns game, Rondo brought us back in the game. And I know Vogel was trying to figure out rotations, but that's never been his strong suit. Defense is his only strong suit. And currently right now, I know we're figuring it out, but we should at least have some idea
what we're
going to go with.
I'll tell you from... you know how big of a market Los Angeles is, and you know that he gun pointed at a fan.
You think this is punishment? Okay. Sure. All right. I can see. Okay. You know what?
Nobody answered those questions, and he's just do not play, and everybody's injured on the Lakers. Nah, that's something up to that.
Yeah.
Vogel's a horrible coach for the Lakers because he's supposed to have a media coach, a coach that's supposed to be able to talk, answer these questions, keep the media off or on.
We don't really talk to Vogel. We don't really ever talk to him.
Vogel don't talk to him. Like nobody talks to him. Like he's just
Vogel being his Vovo going already.
Yeah, you remember we be waiting for Phil Jackson to say something, waiting for it to ask him about like what was the mentality of Kobe and Shaq? What was the mentality of this and that? No, that ain't Vogel. Vogel don't even know. It's an educated guess.
Educated guess. Next question.
Yeah, come on, man.
So, all right. So let me look at my book real quick.
Yeah.
So
Ooh,
The interesting thing I want to give up. Go ahead.
I want to go to the Clay and Dwight one. You intro that one.
Okay, so Clay and Dwight, they did the top 75. Obviously, nobody was all the way happy. If you didn't make it, you're mad. If you made it, you're ecstatic. Mm-hmm. I feel like a couple people could have been replaced. I love Damian. I love Kyrie. It's tough because Dame is one of the. He's already like top 10 most clutch.
Dame was on ever.
He is on, and because he's in the top 10 most clutch players of all time. So I guess you can't leave him off. Clay got 3 rings. He was the second or A and B focal point for the first one. The other ones, he did play a great role, and he is the top 3 greatest shooter of all time. I got him behind Reggie.
Yeah.
And a little above Ray, but
I would swap Dame out with Clay for sure.
I could do that. I could put Dame at maybe 77, 76. I could do that.
Right now, Dame ain't doing enough. And when I saw him go head to head with Curry, pretty much for the greatest shooter in the playoffs, it was like, okay, who can shoot the deepest? Who can shoot more consistent? For me, it was an eye test. And we saw how much he made him look like a normal player.
That's disrespectful because you didn't see him in the Denver series when he took them overtime. I wasn't
talking Denver. I was talking one-on-one with Steph.
Oh, I'm talking playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I saw the playoff series.
Steph won in the playoffs last year. He got bounced.
Did he?
Yeah, Lakers bounced him.
Well, when it must have been the playoffs or the play-in. It was something where he was playing Dame, and it was that moment, or as 4 seed, but it was that moment where it was like, okay, this is something on the line. Who's the better shooter? You guys are both doing logos. You guys are both taking 3 shots. Steph finished like 10 for 17. Dame finished like 3 for 12 from 3. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like that because you got showed up by a shooter. I ain't talking when you're going against Jamal Murray and you're better than him from the 3 ball. I'm talking about when there's Curry against you. Curry always beats him in the playoffs.
Yeah, but if you're going off playoffs these last 2 years, the Warriors ain't been there. So that kind of is.
But that's all because they didn't draft LaMelo. You know exactly why that is. That boy ball.
The hybrid Jason Kidd. That boy is.
Yeah. He would have been a perfect
Jason Kidd on steroids.
He had a perfect wing. You already traded Wiggins by now.
Yeah, Wiggins is playing good. So we got a shot. He's averaging 15. So he is playing his role. But they're never gonna go anywhere if Draymond can't give you 10 points.
Well,
all these back screens and catching the attitude, like he is waiting in line at Chick-fil-A and they ain't giving him his food. Like he got to cut it out, bro. Because every single time he set these over the top type screens and they call a foul, it's like you're like this, like chill out.
He thinks he's the GOAT.
So we both, I guess, agree Dwight Howard should have cracked the list. When you a 3-time defensive player a year, half of a decade, he was the best big man. That 2006 to 2010, he was the best big man, hands down.
Yeah. Yes. And I know Dwight's bank account. When he was on the team that first year with LA, he was the one that gave everybody gifts. Not Bron. It was Dwight. Why? Because he made as much as in his career as LeBron did.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was contract smart.
I looked up a stat. Him and DeAndre have the most dunks in the NBA history in 75 years. That is bonkers to me. You know what I mean? It's been a lot of dunkers. You know what I mean?
Well, looking at it, Dwight and DeAndre both don't have a hook shot. Dwight had a little one from 2007, 2009, but that was a short stint.
He did have that look, yeah.
Look like just wilt the stilt. Look like he just threw it every time. Like, how did that go in?
So you agree Dwight should
have been there. I thought that was politics. I thought that was big man hate. I thought that was the fact that he got a ring, the way he got the ring, hate. I think that people are just upset to see him there. I mean, me and you know that the way his career was going, that he was going to get there eventually. I think people still don't like Dwight from the way he handled being the superstar. Dwight didn't handle being a superstar the best way.
No.
He took advantage of it.
He just wanted to be jovial and fun.
And go to whatever team he wanted to go to and be the guy, even though not work on his game. He never got a better post game. He never got a better back to the back. Nothing. So he never improved his game. So we can't act like he handled superstardom the best. He handled it a little better than Shaq, but Shaq handled it worse too. I mean, he came out of shape. Right. You remember Kobe being upset? I mean, all that stuff. So it's like big man, he didn't handle it the best, but still in yet. He's like Shaq. Like he could have been the best player, but he was still top 75. You kidding me?
That's a fact. That's an absolute fact. Anytime you could be 3 times defensive player as a big, let's shout out that again.
Yeah, is Ron Artest on the list?
No.
I
wouldn't put him top 75.
How many defensive players a year he got?
He said he should have had 30, but I think he only walked away with 1 or 2.
He either has 2 or 3. That's what I'm saying. Was we talking criteria that he would lock you down. Malice at the Palace just wipes him out. If Reggie make it, you can't tell me Ron ain't making it. And he got a ring.
Reggie put in 20 years. You cannot compare that man to him.
Ron got booted out for 20 years and came back and won one with Kobe. Like you guys got him messed up. Like he had the same kick out that Reggie had and said, "Nah, I'm gonna give me a ring." Like
he didn't get booed. That man, he dry snitched out and went to court and they gave him the boot because he talked too much. But he did ball out with Houston. Let's not forget that.
So like he came back to earn his name. So
he did. All right, so give me a hot take right now. Over under the Nets win 60 or more games.
Under.
Okay.
I got them at
another hot. I got 52, so we're right. We're kind of right there. Over under the under. James Harden is still on the team after the deadline, or he's with the team only until the summer.
Only until the summer.
Ooh,
he's definitely there.
Leaving for the bag.
Yeah. He's leaving in whoever, whatever team in a nice city with a strip club. He is signing for $250 million.
Atlanta, here we go.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He is signing and then firing the coach to get his own.
That's a bold statement. I would not go that far, but I think he is out, which is frustrating because now he's getting exposed. I'm going to call it now. He's
only getting exposed just because he's not the guy, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, his style of basketball, unfortunately, has died. That style is gone.
I think it would still work on the West. I think it would still be a close calls.
Because if you look at Luka, Luka gained the same amount of weight. Luka didn't hit the gym this offseason. He did play overseas.
He's a little slimmer than he was when he came for 2020, though, or that 2020 over thing. He was chubby in the media day. This one, he wasn't as chubby. I saw it side to side.
I thought he looked a little out of shape, but I know he balled this summer. But I'm going to say, look at Houston, look at Dallas. When you watch Dallas basketball, do you not see 5 out, Luka, penetrate, pick and roll, kick it. It's the exact same thing. And what are they? Jason Kidd ain't helping them out.
Yeah.
They're running the same offense that they just ran last year.
Yes. No, I agree.
So the problem is that ISO ball. Unless you Kevin Durant, you can't do it, bro. Straight up.
Not anymore. So we'll see. But a lot of our basketball greats told us about this, and we just wasn't listening. They told us the game was easy for a minute, for a stretch, and nobody wanted to say it was easy. And now that they clean it up with one rule, people's points are dropping. People points are dropping. I mean, clean it up because Steph gonna find a way. The greats are gonna find a way. Steph made one, and Ian got called for it. Yeah,
the great, which is unfortunate that as much as I do like James Harden, he got catapulted to the top 75. And yes, he is only a scorer, but there's a lot of people who have been bona fide scorers.
Yeah.
But if you take off his free throws, he only is averaging 20 to 22 points a game.
Yeah.
And we take out all of them 3-point. I think he might have the most free throws off a 3-pointer.
That's the one. That really, I wouldn't take off any of the rest of his free throws because you can lobby for LeBron, you can lobby for Shaq, you can lobby for MJ for getting those calls when they were in their prime. But that 3-point one It's very niche and the hooking thing. So we got to, me and you know ball too. KD and Harden is what had to make them stop the hooking thing. You wonder why Giannis's brother is guarding Harden like this. It's because if he has his arms moderately out, it gets hooked automatically and the ref calls it. And so with that, they made that rule for me to be able to see what they're doing. And so it's still hard for the ref.
I love it.
But
it is very hard. It's very hard.
Yeah. Because depending on what angle you're on. But you're right. So the 3-point and 1 shots that he's got, the 4-point plays, definitely pushed his career averages over. Because if he's the leading all time, that means you got a trick that you're doing.
That's a fact. That's an absolute fact. Okay. 2 more hot takes for you, and then you can hit me with some AD Dwight Howard. Something or nothing? Something. Okay.
I say something, you say nothing. I say something because I read body language, and I saw Dwight ignore him. I saw Dwight sit down and say sit, because he's been in LA before. He knows where the camera. You go watch it. Go watch it back. You'll see him saying sit, because if you are camera, you know camera's always on you. So you're saying, hey bro, sit right now. Sit right now. Come on, we got to talk.
He did hit him with that though.
Yes, because he's a grown man that made 350 million, and you've been barking at me since I walked off the thing. If you don't sit down, and so then AD, the only reason he's in the right is because he's the superstar of the team, and he's the franchise player. But there's the superstar and franchise. There's nothing that he did that was correct, and so after that, even Magic tweeted and said, "I've never seen anything like that," because he don't care if it was AD or Anthony or whoever, Dwight. He don't care who initiated it. That's still a little boy.
Yeah, that's a lie though. That's a lie, because if we bring up the Karl Malone year,
yes,
Kobe never talked. They always barked at each other. And if we bring up, let's not forget, Kobe and Dwight went at each other all the time. Dwight went at Steve Nash when he ain't throwing the alley-oop. He said, I'm wide open.
That's saying I'm wide open.
Steve Nash is just like,
that's saying I'm wide open. Kobe says stuff on the court. You Charmin, you soft. I don't give a boom. You this, that, and the
But that was against him.
Yes, exactly. And so you don't, to your teammate on the side, you ain't taking that. So for that, AD is all in the wrong. And all in the wrong.
I say they both in the wrong.
No, I don't think so. Because when I see somebody telling somebody to sit down, that's me telling you, hey, bro, it's about to get crazy and the cameras are on us. So when you don't do that and you come charge me and stand up in front of me with your nuts in my face, I got to stand up. And then you push me when I'm off balance against some chairs. That's wild, bro. And then you walk away like you the villain. That's wild. And then I get pulled for the rest of the game. That's wild. And then the next time Russ is tagging me in a photo just to let me know I'm still on the team, that's wild. So you guys aren't reading what I'm reading.
I just saw that.
Exactly. What I'm reading is they loved Dwight and AD was wrong. And AD comes back and says, my fault, all that stuff when the game's going on. But Dwight never comes back in the game. So AD's wrong. You guys can love talent all you want to. But I think AD was wrong. I thought Kevin Hart was wrong at his doc when he was going off on his trainer. Everybody getting the smoke. I'm just kidding. But I call it wrong. That was wrong to me. And I know I think AD is top 75 too. So I talk to people different.
Oh yes.
You know?
I definitely agree. He's top 75. Okay. Last one. Does Kyrie Irving play? Yes or no?
I was going to say no, but the way the Minions are getting in New York, you're in New York. So the fact that they actually had a rally, I'm trying to get him back and stuff. Now I think Kyrie sent a group text, but still yet, the people came out.
I told you a couple mil. Yeah. That shit was aggressive. It was really aggressive.
The fact that happened and that kind of picked up steam, I can see maybe something happened, but it's all a governmental thing with the New York and the basketball in the league. I will say that how Stern, who's the commissioner? Adam Silver was.
He doubled down that this is not
how stern he was. Yeah. No pun intended to R.I.P. David Stern, but how stern Adam Silver was, it rubbed me the wrong way. Why? We never seen that from Adam. He was always the nice guy.
I know.
He was always the league favorite. So now what year are we into? I watch guys. We're probably year 4 into his 10 year, and now he's saying, this is how I think. So I'm just watching now. So I'm letting you know he was a lot sterner and a lot more out of character than we have ever seen Adam Silver when it comes to a policy.
I think a little bit on that though. I think it's a pressure. I think it's a lot more pressure into running this business with COVID, because if they can't play, they don't make no money. The CBA goes in shambles. It's a ripple effect. And it sucks that.
But Gundy swear we ain't talking about not playing.
But we got to think about the money loss. And unfortunately, right now, they still got to pay Kyrie.
I don't think about money loss. Why? They stopped the league and started up. The league was the catapult for getting us back into the community and starting things up and for doing things. So they've been all about the revenue since before it was safe to be about the revenue. So now to say somehow Kyrie 34 million in comparison to what Brooklyn's make. Let's not play semantics. This is a governmental issue, and that pressure is different from a politician pressure.
Correct.
It ain't a money pressure though. Yeah, it's a business New York TV deal.
New York is what the
bigger people pressure. So I get that, but Stern did it a better way. I'll tell you that. I just didn't. I never saw this. I mean, I saw different other Stern mess ups. Me and you lived through it. We know. But I'm just saying, this one seemed like an out of character thing because of who Adam Silver has portrayed himself to be to the Black community specifically.
Yeah.
And then now to say, I can't even understand what Kyrie thinking. Whoa. You let him talk. You let him talk for 3 weeks. You can't understand what he's thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like that maybe after the first day, but not after letting him. Kyrie told us what he's been thinking for a whole 3 months.
He did. He did say what he was thinking.
He was thinking before the bubble. Before the bubble.
Yeah, I know when he didn't want them to play.
So I knock it for acting like it's brand new, but that's it. But I think
Adam, it is a government.
He's doing the best thing he can do. It's a governmental thing. That pressure is different, but it's not money pressure. So they ain't worried about Kyrie's finances. No, I mean ultimately, yes, down the line, 4 years
down the line. Yes, the rest of this year, if they lose, if they keep losing and they keep paying Kyrie,
we got a Ben Simmons issue. We got a Ben Simmons issue, and they gonna trade him. They are.
And unfortunately, this ain't in the contract. It ain't like this is like Ben Simmons, where now, you remember I called you on the phone and said that motherfucker need to say, "Oh, I'm hurt." Now he want to say he hurt. It's too late, bro.
And now everybody, the jury's out. But what Kyrie is, because it wasn't in the contract, loophole. That's it. And the bigger loophole that we still talk about is the fact that unvaccinated players can play in New York. What? But he has more home games. So you know what I mean? That's his thing to do. But he ain't gonna this year, he'll lose some money. But the long term is
he definitely lose some money.
It's really if the Nets are okay. Kyrie. No, he's a piece, man. He's an artist. He's an incredible basketball player. And you don't want to trade him for nothing or let him walk for nothing. But also he chose Brooklyn. Come on, man. Why you choose Brooklyn then?
Well, if you and I both had the opportunity to go play with KD and we could bring along James, everybody's taking that off.
Yeah, we would have chosen the Knicks though, but keep going.
The Knicks with Julius Randle.
I'm joining the Knicks, getting my jersey sales through the roof. You better give me Spike Lee. What up?
Give me your hot takes.
I only got the hot take of Zion. One.
Okay.
What do you feel about his weight issue? What do you feel about all where he's at right now in the league?
Zion could be a extra in the clumps. Legit, this man being in New Orleans was the opposite of what this man needed. It's funny. I dislike Brian Windhorst, but he made a comment a little while ago that said, if you look at Zion when he was at Duke and the shape that he was in, your eyes would go crazy. You wouldn't even know that was the same person. And it's crazy because obviously Zion, he's not like he's been a scrub. He's been balling out. You know what I mean? 20 some points a game. But his ceiling is going down. And obviously we know his knees is already bad. We know his ankles is already bad. And this weight doesn't make it any better. So do I think Zion will be okay? Not until he gets out. Once he leaves New Orleans, sure.
Boom.
But will it be too late? That's the real question.
No. For me, because I think Zion, that dude, even if we think it's too late, As soon as he go to the Knicks.
Because he's young too. He is young.
Yeah, as soon as he go to the Knicks, you're going to see him after the offseason be like, oh, that's what he wanted. You know what I mean? I think, and he has the star power for it. But I do agree with you. You said he won't do it till he's out.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because I hate what he's doing because him doing this puts pressure on other young superstars coming in the league to look at him and say, if we don't like our situation, we could do the same thing. That's why I respect Ja Morant so much by putting Memphis on the map. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They shouted MVP for this man. You know what I mean? He balled out and he deserved Rookie of the Year last year because of what he put in.
He made them literally forget about grit and grind in one season. Like Tony Allen, Marc Gasol, Mike Conley, like everybody's on the new Ja Morant wave. And that's really hard to do as a rookie.
When you look in the stands, you're right. Bro, for a decade, it was the same team for a decade. Come on right now.
That's really hard to do. And really hard for the management to make that decision and it to pay off.
That's absolutely correct. And I wanted to, this is another hateful thing. Why did Van Gundy become an analyst? Oh my God. I don't mind his brother, but Stan is a horrible coach.
Yeah, he is.
He's a horrible commentator. Why did he get booted from that? That whole regurgitating thing. Yeah. Don't put him up there talking all calm like you know players. No, you don't know players. They booted you because you don't know players.
It's a little bit of, you know how it is. If you pay attention to ESPN and even whatever shows, if you're in the top 75, you get a commentator job, at least an audition. And if you have a championship ring.
Yeah.
So if you have a championship ring, i.e. Kendrick Perkins, or you're in the top 75 or Hall of Famer, i.e. Vince Carter, Charles Barkley, you can have conversations. Kenny is a champion. Shaq is a champion.
Yeah.
So you can have those people on, but you got to be a champion or a Hall of Famer. So yeah, my question to you is:
you like Richard Jefferson, and I do not like Richard Jefferson.
I used to. I like this. I'm kind of
very sarcastic.
I'm kind of getting off the train because it's kind of, unless you're commenting on the subject, I want him to comment more like a player that played with greats. Not somebody talking like he on Gilbert Arenas level or something like.
And he must have slipped and bumped his head, and that's what it feels like all the time. Yep. But go ahead. So, shout out Malika. Malika running the jump right now too.
Killing it right now.
Killing it. Killing the game.
So my question for you is: your favorite rookie. Did we go over that?
No, we did not.
All right. So
I got a perfect. I got Evan Mobley, the third pick. I like him balling out in cold Cleveland. I'm going to just give you his last 3 games now. 17-9-6, 13-5-2, 17-11-2. These are some great games. Do I think he will get it by the end of the year? Off of stardom and off of where he is? More than likely not. He would have to average legitimately 20 points a game with a double-double to catapult over Jalen and Houston. You know what I mean? Because he put a great preseason on. And he's not having a bad 3 games right now. But off of star talent, he don't have it. But off of quality player, he has it.
Yeah. I'm getting Jalen Green, of course.
Okay.
It's Sadiq B. Is he a rookie?
Say that again.
Sadiq B on the Pistons. He had a beautiful stat line the other night.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So he had a great stat line. I think he's one to watch. I think Detroit in general is one to watch with a bunch of rookies getting a lot of minutes.
Eating a lot of playing time. Kate Cunningham.
Yes, exactly. But right now it's Jalen Green. I just think he's got the green light, no pun intended, on the Rockets, and his jumper looks smooth for a first year.
Oh, hold on. I got to cut you off real quick. Yeah. Guess who? Did you see just who became a part of the Rockets coaching staff? Ain't that crazy, bro? We were just talking about this man, bro.
That's really dope. And
if y'all know who we're talking about, we're talking about Gerald Green.
Gerald Green, man. He just retired. Saw all his highlights. I was binging that for like at least 3 days straight. Just anytime I was on the timeline, I'm just watching that dude get up. That's one thing I'm going to miss with getting older. And I haven't really seen it until like now and currently when like, remember the players we grew up on is all like phasing out, becoming coaches or just not being in the limelight anymore. You know, you just don't see them no more. Like, or you just hear bad stuff about them. Like, you know, you see what happens with Delonte West. You see what happens with Shannon Brown. You just see how people handle certain things, or you see them become commentators or coaches, or like the Warriors reach out.
You know, you're getting old.
Zaza Pachulia and hire him for a coach just because they love that dude so much. So
right.
You know, but I'd love that for Gerald Green and the Rockets. I really do think that was a great decision, and it was not expected by me. So I really love that he was doing work with the organization. Okay. So last one, two-part. Because I'm going to force you into making a decision. But first part, hot seat Frank Vogel. You think he's going to finish the season with the Lakers?
The obvious answer would be yes. Do I think he finishes the season? Do I think he would be on the hot seat the following season? That answer is a bona fide yes.
Okay.
If he couldn't get the job done after this year, it'll be a yes. They'll look for a star coach, hands down. That's what they'll look for.
So that's my follow-up question would be, who would you get for the Lakers for your coaching search?
So if we got rid of him, and don't get me wrong, I like Vogel. He's a champion.
You know, I can't stand Vogel. I didn't like Vogel in the Pacers days. He ain't do nothing but get waxed by LeBron. He ain't do nothing but make it to the bubble. And he ain't do nothing but listen to Twitter for his rotations this whole last 2 weeks. So shut up, Vogel.
Hey, Vogel has earned my respect. He has kept us in the top 5 as a defensive coach. So you're not going to talk about, but this is my quarterback.
Yo, you crazy, yo. All right, cool.
No, but I do like Vogel. If we were to let him go, I'm glad we didn't go to Jason Kidd route, to be honest with you. You thought that Jason Kidd was going to be, we did dodge a bullet because Jason Kidd is a glorified coach.
Yes.
He's the shiny, you know what I mean, toy at the top that you're like, oh, look at his stats or what he did. But he's not really. He just sit there. I'm literally watching him sit there, letting Luka do whatever Luka want to do.
He did unlock Giannis though. He can't unlock Luka because Luka's already unlocked, but he doesn't get the credit for unlocking Giannis.
Correct.
So,
but I honestly do not know where we would go. But I'm actually, the one thing I will say I'm happy about Gene. This is the first coach that I can say we've kept, and every year we didn't talk about firing him, because when we had Brown, he was ready to be fired every other day.
It's all the black coaches that they're trying to fire.
I know. Well, D'Antoni,
Shaw.
Oh, Brian Shaw.
D'Antoni, because Kobe didn't like him, and he made it out of
Kobe hated him.
All the black coaches are out of here. The only reason we didn't fire Vogel is because we can't. There's no value.
We just re-upped them.
We re-upped them. There's no valuable choices besides Rick Carlisle when he was free for a second. But we're fresh off of. Say that about Kobe calling Phil Jackson from 85 and a Walker to come coach me so I can get 2 more championships. Too old,
That's
foot.
Different.
It is different. It is different with Rick Carlisle for sure. And unless you got Kobe that knows everybody's systems, it ain't gonna work.
Correct. We would have to go with like an Eric Spoelstra if we were really gonna make a.
Nah, I'm a Mark Jackson fan. I want him to hear him.
Obviously, I love Mark Jackson. I think Mark Jackson's philosophy would have to change, but I love him as a commentator.
He a pastor.
So I wouldn't want to. You know what I mean?
That was the issue with him. He was a spiritualist. He loves God. I mean, but he also makes it seem like
ain't nothing wrong with that.
But you know, not everybody wanted to be. Draymond Green don't like Bible study. Steph do. You know what I mean? Right. So different strokes for different folks. But I don't think
strokes for different
basketball
folks,
team's the best thing. It'll work for Dwight Howard though, but we ain't talking about people in their prime. We talking about old heads now.
Right. So I don't know. I think we finished out the contract, this little 3-year contract. It don't hurt us because what they did is, you know, they didn't put out what his contract was until like right before the season started, because I think they were trying to line it up with LeBron's. And obviously LeBron, and I hate to say it, but Le GM helped this. Obviously he likes Vogel. He respects Vogel, but he know Vogel will let him coach.
Yeah.
So I can dig it a little bit. You know what I mean?
Vogel's his Tyronn Lue.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I can kind of dig it. So if we got 3 years with Vogel.
We got the same haircut and everything.
He does got the same haircut.
Last hot take for you.
Hit me.
Without LA roots, would Bron be trying to trade Russ right now?
Not yet. No. Not yet. Not yet.
That's an honest answer. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. I think if Russ was to get traded, it would be self-induced. I think he would have to continue playing how he is playing.
You think he would say he wants out of LA for LA's benefit? That would be wild.
No. What I'm saying is if Russ, unfortunately, Russ cannot be Russ with this team. We don't need that Russ. We need
Which is sad because that's Hall of Fame Russ. You're telling me you don't need Hall of Fame Russ. You need Darren Collins.
No. We need him to go from 80 miles an hour to 60. I think he's still trying to figure out when to attack. Mm-hmm. And the aggression now, they're calling a lot of offensive fouls that they didn't used to call.
Yeah.
And, he's doing this bulldozer thing where he either is going to try to run you over. I don't mind it when he's backing these smaller point guards down and lobbing. But for some odd reason, his jump shot, I don't know if it's like gone, or it's like the mid-range used to be his thing.
It used to be, but he's not getting to his spots. One, they don't have shooters around him. Two, AD's in his spot. Yep. LeBron's trying to get to the spot. So he's not even having the spots. Remember, Steven Adams is staying in one corner. He's leading Steven Adams where he's going. But everybody else...
Come on.
We're talking about Hall of Famers with Hall of Fame spots. And Russ, even in the Hall of Fame pedestal, is a little lower. Because AD is a franchise player. Yep. LeBron's a star. He's a star, a superstar. And then not AD, but Russ is usually a superstar. But then you got Melo, who's in your corner and in the mid-range. He's on the block too.
Yeah.
So where you going?
He's been playing. And that's what I think Russ is like, whoa. Literally, he's like, whoa, shoot.
Yeah.
All he's thinking is...
And just ugly shots.
He's thinking downhill. He's just trying to go downhill. But I like when he's aggressive because we haven't had an aggressive point guard.
No.
But I don't mind. I got to see
Derek Fisher
come December. But Derek Fisher was never driving. When Derek Fisher would drive,
he would be pushing that pace, and then he would drive, but he'd pull it out. I mean, he'd drive to it all the time and wink around. So, I like Derek Fisher's aggressiveness, even when he was in OKC for that stint. I liked it.
So we'll hold off on Russ until Christmas Day. After Christmas Day, I think the pressure will start to cook because we all know this. This is a win or bust year, straight up. Yeah. This isn't no play around year. We're not going to bring these people back next year at year 19, year 20. It's just not happening.
Definitely not.
You can't invest that. We're not Tampa Bay. Yeah, we're not doing that. But if we win, everybody comes back. You know what I mean?
That's crazy, but we
learned from that. Right. We learned from that 2 years ago when you said we should have brought everybody back.
Told you they're dumb. How you going? Yeah, I agree. But that was my hot take.
This is the last hurrah. All right. That's all we got for y'all. Episode 2. Man.
2 is in the books.
It's in the books right now. I just want to say I got to give a shout out to Chicago.
Come on.
Because Chicago just won again tonight against the Raptors.
Chicago is going to be very fun to watch. I thought you were talking about the WNBA for a second, but yeah.
No. Yeah, the Bulls.
Bulls, man.
Has got his groove. He got the groove. DeMar running the 3.
Remember, man, he had. I don't know, was it 1 year or 2 years, but he had it outside of a big market, and Zoe is itching for that big market again.
Yeah,
and he looked at Zion like, "I love you, bro, but I ain't coming back."
Yeah. Well, when all you can give me is dunks, what good are you, bro? What good is that?
I know.
You know what I mean? And then last shout out, got to give out LaMelo. Him and Bridges could win Most Improved. Oh my goodness!
Only because he's getting fed by Melo. Can you imagine LaMelo in the Golden State?
Boy, Bridges is hitting the 3 ball now. He never was hitting.
Bridges is up his game. He's killing. He's balling. He's being aggressive. I can't.
But LaMelo does bring that out. That is true. LaMelo brings that out.
When you throwing passes like this, bro. Yeah, nah. That ain't Bridges. That's you.
All right, can I just tell you? Did you see the Boston? You might not have seen it. Boston played the Hornets tonight, and that game was amazing.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown caught a huge body on Bridges right before we got on this phone call. You're gonna see it when you get on Instagram.
I didn't see that one. I did see a couple of highlights from it though.
All you see in the background is Jason Tatum.
Oh yeah, I gotta see that. I think
it's nice.
Hot take. I think Brown is better than Tatum, but Tatum just gets more shine.
You've been preaching that. I disagree because last game.
Yeah, but you remember that game when Tatum was like 4 for 30, and Brown was hot. No, nobody fed him.
Tatum isn't as consistent as Jaylen Brown, but Jaylen Brown don't know he could be a star. That's the issue.
No, he knows it. I think you guys got him.
He don't want to be it.
He does now. I think you guys got him messed up.
When he start doing commercials, then I know he want to be a star. Because right now, Jason Tatum, young Kobe.
You forget he don't do commercials because he's probably one of the only NBA stars with a high GPA.
Oh.
Yeah, he's the highest GPA. He's probably one of the smartest NBA players that's out right now. Nobody knows, so he don't got to do commercials and act like they can't read scripts. He could probably go make the COVID vaccine. He's making the patent for the COVID vaccine. Up in the NBA and prove it. You guys worried about commercials.
He with the CDC. Oh man.
Yeah, but
so that's it. Gang. Episode 2. Like and subscribe to the channel. We out here on Spotify. We out here on Apple. We on YouTube. You know how we gets down. Big Dawg Talk. We out.
Peace.